This is a video for homeowners and for tools that you might need around the house. I'm going to put them in different categories depending on what you're going to be doing in the house, such as cutting things, installing, repairing, drywall, painting, electrical, plumbing, mounting things on the wall. Typical small repairs and small installations that a homeowner could be expected to do. For getting started, I would recommend not having a toolbox, but actually having a tool bag so you can put all your tools over your shoulder. As you do more and more jobs around the house, your toolbox is going to get heavy and you're going to keep wanting to upgrade to larger toolboxes. Well, don't. Just get a bag or even a larger bag that can go over your shoulders. You'll save your back. It's easier to carry around the house. You're going to be moving tools back and forth and up and down. You may as well put them on your shoulder. This is a Husky bag. It has all the small tools you need, screwdriver. Obviously your bag, you'll put your stuff in it, but it fits a knee pad easily. Dust masks, little sponges to keep the sweat out of your eyes, gloves, things like that. It's got a hard bottom. You can put it on wet surfaces. Also stands up on its own. Hammer, drill, and driver combo. It has a regular drill setting, a hammer setting, as the name implies. It's got a little hammer that helps to drill into surfaces like concrete, but you can use the regular drill setting for wood and other surfaces. And of course it also has the regular driver setting, which you can put driver bits in it. And this one came as a set, also came with an impact driver. I actually like these impact drill bits that go in here, and I've even used them in concrete because it's got a drill setting as well as 3 driver settings. It clips easily on your belt. It's really light, it's small, and I think that came with this Multitool. You can use it for sanding and things like that, but I mostly use it for this. It doesn't have a battery in it, that's why I'm touching the blade. Mostly use it for this wood cutting saw blade. And you can you can see if you have a piece of wood or something like trim, like wood trim, baseboards, door jambs, things like that, you can saw. It gets really hard to reach spots. This is one of the cutting tools that I recommend, because sometimes you're going to be cutting into things. If you don't need your surface, you don't need the edge that you're cutting to be perfect, and you're mostly doing demolition stuff, not carpentry, certainly not smooth finished carpentry. This is a reciprocating saw. It's got a saw that goes in and out really fast. It's also known as a Sawzall, which is one of the brands. This one is corded, but they also have cordless ones. You can cut into wood. It cuts nails off of behind door trim, door jambs. I've used it to cut PVC pipes, plumbing pipes, and general demolition work. Just kind of cut something real quick. So I recommend that. I use that and my jigsaw the most. So getting into electrical stuff, first thing that I recommend is a headlamp. You can put this thing on your head, and that way you can use both of your hands, which is essential to be able to use both of your hands whether you're shutting off the power or not. If you are shutting off the power, get one of these. These little lights here, this one is battery powered, but you can get them that are rechargeable. I've used this not just when I cut the power and cut the lights off, but to put them on their cabinets. If you're making, putting in a garbage disposal, or working on pipes, you're going to want to be able to see. It's very bright underneath the cabinet. Outlet tester tells you if the outlet is wired properly, if there's power at all. And this one also, when you press that button, you can take this to your circuit box and then find which circuit it is. This also plugs into an adapter that you can put into any light socket. So if you need to know the circuit for a light fixture, you can easily and quickly find it that way. That way you don't have to shut off the power to the whole house. You don't need some kind of thing like this, you can put this in an outlet and see if there's power. This is simply a voltage tester. It's not really a meter. This is a multimeter. You can measure the voltage. This is voltage DC and this is AC, like in your house. And then you can put the leads up to some inside a outlet or on two conductors. The brass colored screw on an outlet, and then any metal part to see if you have over 120 volts showing. And that can be handy. This is a contactless voltage tester. Test to see if wires are hot, and if you turn a circuit off, test this on a circuit you know is live, and then test it on wires or cables on the circuit you're going to be working on to make sure it's off. Ladders, if you're going to be doing any kind of work on the ceiling, light fixtures, things like that. I like a small step stool that has parts for screws, nails, screwdrivers, things like that. Really handy to have that on there. And a 6-foot ladder. I've also used an extension ladder. Patching and drywall repair. This is a multi-tool. I mostly use it for scraping, but also can get out nails real quickly, brush the paint off of paint rollers quickly, and things like that. I don't do much. I don't have much for recommendations for painting and drywall repair, except if you're going to be doing drywall patches, get one of these. It'll save your shoulder. You just put a like a broom handle in it, and then you have sandpaper, and you can easily sand large parts of the wall. And then when you're painting, have something like this. I recommend getting paint gallons with these little things here that will unscrew this part, and then you put it on the other way to be able to pour paint into this and then roller pans easily and quickly, and then you can just put this back on rather than getting paint all in here. So for plumbing, if you're going to be doing faucets, I really don't like basin wrenches. I don't care for them, and this is so much easier. You can put the water line in here, and then this goes up to the nut, and then you can turn it and just keep the water line in there. Really simple. Makes faucet repair and installation really quick. A good adjustable wrench. This is Stanley. This is essential for plumbing. Pliers, particular style. It's often called a channel locks. That's a name brand, but these pliers make taking nuts off real simple and easy and quick. And you can tighten things with this real easy. If you're going to be tightening things that you don't want to put marks on, this is a strap wrench. The strap wrench, this is a large one. This came with a set that has smaller ones as well. Things like tub spouts, things like that you're not going to want to. This makes tightening without making marks on it. So I would say that's essential for plumbing. You can also have pliers that are smooth, that don't have the saw teeth. So these are good for quick and easy putting on nuts and things, and look how large that gets. If you're going to be doing stuff like toilet installations and stuff, they have specific pliers and wrenches for that. For most work, an adjustable wrench should be fine. This kind of goes into plumbing a little bit, but can be used around the house as well. These small hacksaw can fit into really tight spaces. I've used this on the job to cut the raceways for hiding cables on TV mounting. In general, pliers, it's great to have a multi-tool with pliers. And you know, this has all kinds of things like the blade, a saw. Some of them have like a ruler on it. It makes doing random things simple. I put them in a little pouch for my belt. But if you're going to be doing mounting and stuff, stud finder makes mounting easier. This is a magnet. There's two magnets in it, and this helps you find the nails, whether it's drywall or especially if it's a plaster wall. You can find out if it's plaster if you take something sharp and try to put it in. If it goes right in, it's drywall, because drywall is just cardboard with gypsum. If it's really hard to push it in and the surface is kind of uneven, then it's probably plaster over something, either plaster over wood laths. If it's hollow, if you knock on it, it's hollow. But if you knock on it again, then it might be, and it doesn't feel hollow, then it might be plaster over concrete. Then obviously you don't need studs at all. You would use a masonry bit and a masonry anchor. But this is essential. If you're going to be putting up heavy things, you can get drywall anchors, but it's good to, if you're putting up a mirror or TV, you're going to want to have some kind of stud finder. In general, I like to keep this around. It makes quick measurements easy, quick 90 degrees, quick 45 degrees. I've used this on door insulation, carpentry, stuff like that. Levels, you definitely going to want to have at least a 2-foot level if you're going to be mounting anything. I also recommend a small level, fits in your pocket with a magnet on it for TV mounting and stuff like that. It's got a 45-degree angle. It's very accurate and makes it easy to mount things. Miscellaneous, if you have a gas line, you have a gas water heater, gas oven, it's handy to have one of these gas detectors. You get it heated up, you turn it on. I don't have gas right now, but when I did, this was handy. It actually caught a gas leak. And you turn it on, you heat it up in an area where you know there isn't a leak. And then you take it around your gas connections. And then it will basically tell if there's gas coming out. And that could be really handy if you have gas. And you can see if you have a gas leak. One last thing, some kind of awl or straight pick. It's not just for scraping things and picking things out. And they also have angled ones for that. But a straight pick I use when I mark my wall, where to put a anchor or something. And I also push this through drywall or hollow drywall to see if there's any cables or pipes right behind it. That way I'll see if there's completely nothing behind the wall, then I can drill my drill bit all the way through without hitting anything. So that about does it for tools that every homeowner should have. These are just the basics. If you're going to be doing a lot more carpentry, obviously you can get like a table saw, a miter saw. I like to use a miter box for hand cutting. Not just cross cuts, but it also does angles, different angles, 45-degree angle. It all depends on what you're going to be doing in your house. Obviously you're going to keep getting more and more tools as you go and as you do more projects around the house. These are the basics. These are what I would say would be the bare minimum. So I would recommend all of these, especially the Milwaukee hammer drill. I've used this to drill into my concrete floor, my hollow block wall. I've drilled into solid concrete walls. I've drilled into plaster over brick, plaster over concrete. I've drilled into brick with this. And of course the driver works perfectly good. It has a battery indicator. These batteries last a long time. Definitely one full day of work mounting all kinds of things all over the house. Impact as well. It has these 2 different batteries with different milliamp hours. I can't remember if I got this in that set, but there are sets where you don't have the multi-tool, but I recommend this one as well for cutting. But definitely at least get a good drill and driver combo. Cordless. Get a good cordless. And then from there, small hand tools are essential. The multi-tool with the pliers, little flashlights, headlamps, things like that. And that should get you started. That's about it. And thanks for watching.